Hello everyone, today I'm gonna show you how to crochet this very cute tank top. This tank top is perfect for summer. It's so comfortable, very light and breezy. I have 3 written pattern, include this women sizes, extra small go up to double XL. It's available on our blog at knitcrowdaddict.com. And if you prefer the PDF printable version, it's available for purchase on our Etsy, Ravelry, and Lovecraft. I'm gonna put all the links in the description below. For this tutorial, I'm gonna show you in size small, which is the one that I'm wearing right now. I hope you enjoy and let's get started. For this project, I use this beautiful yarn. This is Horsegon Coast in color Mullen. 55% lamb's wool and 45% cotton. In each cake is have 50 gram, 350 meter. It is about 383 yards, and I use about 1.5 cakes. This is lace yarn. 2-ply is very thin and very light. If you want to substitute yarn, be sure to check the gauge before you start and look for lace yarn 2-ply. And I use 3mm crochet hook, scissors, yarn needle, and stitch marker. We're gonna make this tank top in 2 separate pieces. Make exactly the same, and after that we're gonna sew them together. Alright, we're gonna start make the upper part first. Make one at a time. So the body part is not here yet. Okay, look like this. We're gonna start right here. And then we're gonna crochet back and forth. We're gonna increase in each side as well to make it wider. And then when we crochet and then come to this part, we're gonna stop. And then we're gonna make the other part exactly the same. Start from here, exactly the same until we reach right here. And after that, we're gonna join the upper part together to make us one piece. And after that, we're gonna crochet the body part, just one piece. Okay, and we're gonna keep increase to make it wider. That's what I designed this tank top to be. And after we're done with the body part, we're gonna make the straps. I use an I-cord for making a strap. And after we have 2 pieces, we lay them like this, and then we sew the side and then sew the strap right here. Okay, let's talk about the measurement. This measurement is just for size small. The body width across, it is 15.6 inches right here. And in the bottom of the top, which is the hem, it is 25.2 inches. See, it's get bigger because we keep increase. And then the length includes the strap. It is about 18.5 inches long. Okay, we're gonna start with the upper left side. Make slip knot. Use any method you prefer to make slip knot. And then make 7 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then row 1 is gonna be the wrong side. For an odd number row, gonna be the wrong side. We're gonna skip 3 chains and then make 1 double crochet into the next chain. So I skip 1, skip 2, skip 3. Into the next chain, make a double crochet. So yarn over hook, insert the hook into that chain. I like to insert into the little bump on the back of the chain. You don't have to do that, totally up to you. And then yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. That is the double crochet. And the first 3 chains that we skip is count as 1 double crochet. And then make 1 double crochet into each chain across. I yarn over hook, insert the hook into the next chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And then make a double crochet into the next chain. Double crochet into the next chain, which is the last chain. At the end of row 1, I have 5 stitches. Includes the first 3 chains that we skip. For row 2, we chain 3 and turn, or you can turn first and chain, doesn't matter. And the first 3 chains always count as one double crochet. Now we're gonna make one double crochet into the very first stitch, the same chain 3 stitch to increase right here. And then one double crochet into each stitch until you have one stitch left. Double crochet into the next stitch, double crochet into the next, double crochet into the next. Now I have one stitch left, which is the third chain. For the last stitch, always gonna be the third chain because the first 3 chains count as one double crochet, right? Anyways, into the last stitch, we're gonna make 2 double crochet to increase right here, right into that third chain. Make 2 double crochet. Here's 1, and then here's 2. At the end of row 2, I have a total of 7 stitches across. We just increased 2 stitches, 1 stitch on each side. And now we're just gonna repeat row 2 until we have 17 rows total. And every row, you're gonna increase 2 stitches, 1 stitch on each side. I'm gonna show you one more row, which is row 3. We chain 3 and turn. The first 3 chains, again, always count as one double crochet. And then we're gonna increase by making one double crochet into the very first stitch, the same chain 3 stitch. And then make one double crochet into each stitch until we have 1 stitch left. Double crochet into the next stitch, 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 double crochet into the next. Now I have 1 stitch left, which is the third chain, and then into that last stitch we're gonna make 2 double crochet to increase. Here's 1, and here's 2. At the end of row 3, I have a total of 9 stitches across. I just increased 2 stitches, 1 stitch on each side. And like I said, we're gonna repeat row 2 until we have 17 rows total. Start count from row 1. And every row, you're gonna increase 2 stitches, 1 stitch on each side. And at the end of row 17, I should have 37 stitches across. Alright, I'm gonna keep doing that, and I will be back when I'm at the end of row 17. Okay, now I have 17 rows here for my upper left. And then I just gonna cut the yarn. Leave a little bit of tail, just enough to weaving the end later, and then pull the yarn out. And for the upper right, you're gonna make exactly the same, but don't cut the yarn because we're gonna use that yarn to connect the upper left and upper right together. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and make the upper right, and I will be back when I'm at the end of row 17. Okay, now I have my upper left and upper right. This is the upper right, and this is the end of row 17. And like I said, don't cut the yarn because we're gonna join upper left and right together. And to do that, this is gonna be row 18 where we join. Okay, we're gonna chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and turn. And the first 3 chains, again, always count as one double crochet. And then I'm gonna increase by making one double crochet into the very first stitch, the same chain 3 stitch. And then I'm gonna make one double crochet into each stitch until I have 1 stitch left. And then I'm gonna make 2 double crochet into the last stitch, which is the 3rd chain. I just increased 2 stitches, 1 stitch on each side, so I have 39 stitches. And then we're gonna join the upper right into the upper left, and to do that we're gonna turn the upper left, right side facing up, and then we're gonna make 2 double crochet into the first stitch. So I yarn over hook, insert the hook into the first stitch on the upper left there. Yarn over, pull up a loop, and make a double crochet. We need 2 double crochet into the first stitch, so 1 more into the same stitch. Like that. That's how we join, and here's what this looks like. And then I'm gonna make 1 double crochet into each stitch until I have 1 stitch left. Okay, and then I have 1 stitch left here. I'm gonna make 2 double crochet into the last stitch, which is the 3rd chain. One, and then 1 more into the same stitch. Alright, for this upper left, I also have 39 stitches. I just increased 2 stitches. So at the end of row 18, I have 78 stitches across, and now we have the upper left and upper right join, and from now on we're gonna work the body part 1 piece down. Alright, row 19, chain 3 and turn, or you can turn first and chain, doesn't matter. And then we're gonna increase by making 1 double crochet into the very first stitch, the same chain 3 stitch, and then 1 double crochet into each stitch until you have 1 stitch left. It's the same pattern. Okay, now I have 1 stitch left, which is the 3rd chain, and then I'm gonna make 2 double crochet into the last stitch. One, and then 1 more, and 2. At the end of row 19, I have a total of 80 stitches across. I just increased 2 stitches, 1 stitch on each side. And for row 20 to row 42, you're gonna repeat row 19, and every row you're gonna increase 2 stitches, 1 stitch on each side. And at the end of row 42, I'm gonna have a total of 126 stitches across, and it'll go like this. That's what I like. That's what I decided this top to be. And if you want shorter, make less row. If you want longer, make more row. Even you want to make a dress, feel free to repeat row 19 over and over. Alright, I'm gonna keep repeating row 19 until I reach the end of row 42, and I will be back. Good luck and take your time. Okay, I reached the end of row 42 here. I cut the yarn and leave a long tail about 20 to 26 inches long. Be sure to have enough tail to sew the back and the front panel at the side seam together. Sorry, I lose some of my video here. That's why I show you this picture. And like I said, the back and the front panel make exactly the same, so you need one more of this panel, okay? Next, we're gonna make an I-cord straps. We're gonna make 4 total. Before we make slip knot, make sure to leave a long tail about 4 to 6 inches because we're gonna use that tail to sew an I-cord strap into the tank top later. And then make slip knot. Row 1, chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then insert the hook into the second chain from the hook. Yarn over, pull up a loop. And then insert the hook into the next chain, which is the last chain. Yarn over, pull up a loop. And now I have 3 loops on my hook. I'm gonna remove the last 2 loops, but make sure not to lose them. I just like to pinch it right here. And then I remove the last 2 loops. Now I have 1 loop on my hook. I'm gonna yarn over hook and then pull through that loop. And then I'm gonna insert my hook back into the next loop. And then yarn over, pull up a loop. And then insert the hook back into the next loop, which is the last loop. And yarn over, pull up a loop. So now we just complete row 2. And we're gonna keep repeating this until we have about 28 rows, which is about 5 inches. Okay? I'm gonna show you a couple more times, don't worry. So just repeat the same thing. We're gonna remove the last 2 loops, but make sure not to lose them. So pinch it right here. And remove the last 2 loops. And now I have 1 loop on my hook. I yarn over hook and then pull through that loop. And then insert the hook back into the next loop right here. And yarn over, pull up a loop. And then insert the hook back into the next loop, which is the last loop. It's a little difficult to see, I'm sorry, right here. Insert the hook there, the last loop, and then yarn over, pull up a loop. See, we just repeat the same thing. So I pinch it right here and then remove the last 2 loops. Now I have 1 loop left on my hook. I yarn over hook and then pull through that loop. And then insert the hook back into the next loop. Yarn over, pull up a loop, insert the hook back into the next loop, which is the last loop. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Alright, it's a little difficult at first, but when you keep doing that, you will get used to it. It's very easy. And if you want a step-by-step video tutorial how to make an I-cord with the bigger yarn, I also have that as well. I'm gonna put the link to that video in description below, just in case, because this yarn is kind of thin, it's difficult to see. So yeah, I'm gonna keep doing this until I have about 28 rows, which is about 5 inches, and I will be back. Okay, now I reached the end of row 28, which is about 5 inches. And now we're gonna finish an I-cord. So I have 3 loops on my hook. I'm gonna yarn over hook and then pull through all the loops on the hook. And then I'm gonna chain 1 to lock the yarn, and then I'm gonna cut the yarn. I leave about 4 to 6 inches long tail because we're gonna use this tail to sew the I-cord into the tank top. And you need 4 of this total, and I already have 4 of them here. And next I'm gonna show you how to sew an I-cord straps into the tank top. To sew an I-cord strap, I place my tank top wrong side facing up, right side facing down, and I sew on the wrong side. And I sew 2 straps into each side. I already went ahead and sew one side here. As you can see, I have 2 of them on that side, and I have 2 left here. And then for the I-cord, you can use whichever side you like the most to be on the right side. Let me zoom in here real quick. Turn a little bit so easier for me to sew. I'm gonna start on the outside corner here. I insert my needle at this corner Bring it out. And then bring it back into the I-cord strap. Bring it out. And then insert back into the corner. And be sure to check on the right side as well. Make sure it's nice and clean, okay? So next stitch here. Bring it up like that. Keep sewing like that until you think it's secure, and then you're gonna tie a couple knots hiding the tail, and then you're gonna sew the other end into this corner, the outside corner. And after you're done, you're gonna sew the other strap into the inside corner like that. So the same, and you can use whatever method you prefer. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and sew the straps, and I will be back. Okay, next we're gonna sew the side seam, and to do that I want you to fold the back and the front panel, right side facing each other, the wrong side facing out, because we're gonna sew on the wrong side. I already went ahead and sew one side here, and here's what it looks like. This is the wrong side, okay? And I'm gonna use the yarn needle to sew. You can use any method you prefer to sew. And I used the long tail that I left earlier. And I'm gonna sew up about 25 rows from the bottom up, which is about 10.5 inches. Alright? For this part, you can also, keep sewing and then try it on. Make sure you like how it's fit, and then if you need to sew up more or sew less, you can do that as well. So yeah, I'm gonna sew about 25 rows. Okay, I have my tail and my yarn needle here ready to go. I'm gonna insert my needle into the corner of the side, bring it up, and then insert back into the first stitch on the back side there. I'm just gonna sew back and forth. So next stitch here, and then next stitch there. Bring it up. Next stitch here, and the next stitch there. Bring it up. And next stitch here, next stitch there. Bring it up. And next stitch here, next stitch there. Bring it up. Okay, I'm gonna keep sewing all the way up for 25 rows. For this part, it's a little difficult to see where is the stitches because we sew into the end of each row, right? But whatever you do, just make sure both sides is lining up. That's all important. Alright, I will be back soon. Okay, now I sew up until I reach the stitch marker here, which is 25 rows. And next, I just gonna weave the end. Let me remove the stitch marker first, and then weave the end. I'm gonna tie a couple knots here. Okay, I'm gonna keep hiding the tail, and then I'm gonna weave on my ends and both sides sew the same. And that's it. I hope you enjoy watching this video, and I hope you enjoy making this very cute tank top. Super easy to make and it's super cute. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next video. Bye bye.